Hey, okay, we are down here. As you can see up here, we got a nice blue sky coming. We got the sun up. This is going to be a fun episode right here. And like I keep telling you guys, good, bad, or indifferent, this show of mine has been like a marriage, for better, for worse. Now, you've had my better, and now here lately, you're probably getting my worst. And so I don't know whether this is going to be a good one or not. But I've got Wes here, and he's got this. He's on this kick of these certain baits that he says is the bass catching equal to the best bait ever made for catching large bass.
I've got a little bit of hesitancy because if this does work, I really don't know if I want the secret out. But you'll probably watch it and go, I ain't gonna ever throw one of those. So we'll see.
Okay, there you have it. So here we go. You're fixing to see the open to the show, and then we're going to be right into the body of the show. And this is all about these types of baits and everything to attract and catch these bigger bass. This is the fad now, or whatever. And so you're gonna see it here, good, bad, or indifferent. So see you here in just a bit.
There's the quest for the 8.
The chase for 8.
Chase for 8, baby.
Well,
8 inches.
We need 4 more.
8 inches is a healthy fish.
We need, if we're
Ouch.
if we're on the chase for 8, we need 4 more.
Not very big. Yeah, we need 4 of those together.
Yeah. It looks like we've got a kind of a semi-bluff side right here. You can see the rock, and we're in some cedars, so Wes is throwing a different bait than me, so I'll let you. He just caught that little fish here in the chase for 8.
8 total.
We got a 2, so I guess he needs to catch 4 more, but we're trying to catch the bigger fish, of course, on this big bait. So Wes will tell you a little bit now, since he's caught one. He'll tell you and show you which bait that he's using right here.
All right, guys, so I'm fishing a 7-inch Chad shad. It's a glide bait. Not the biggest of glide baits. I mean, a big one would be 10, 11 inches. But fishing it fast, and right now we're just coming out in this bluff wall and trying to go past these cedar trees. But I try to get it as close to those cedar trees as I possibly can. There's times where you can be out 2 feet to the right of it, and they won't come out and get it. But if you come right off that cedar tree, they'll come out and smoke it, just like that last fish did. But we are looking for a big fish. We've caught some numbers in this series, and the big ones eluded us. I've had one hooked, but didn't land him. So we've got 3 days into this and no big, 5+, even 3+ fish. So, this goes to show you that this is something that you have to commit to.
Like Wes said, we've had a quest for this for a little while. He and I have been out. In fact, we've already changed seasons since this thing has started. We actually started this, it was still summer. So I was being camera guy or whatever, so while we're kind of in a little misty rain or whatever, we'll come back if he gets one right here. But let's go back on the first day when we rolled out here, and I'll let you see what transpired and how he was doing there on the quest for the big 8-pounder.
All right, guys, I'm gonna walk you through the lineup. This first one here, Scott is a little disappointed in, okay? He said if I catch one on a baby robin, it's really not that impressive. So we're gonna put that down. And then we got the big M 2.0, nothing but a big crankbait about the size of my palm, okay? Not big enough, so it's gonna go in the back seat, okay? Here's what we're gonna have to break out, I guess. This is a top secret, not really. This is the type of bait people will drive to our tackle shop from Illinois to Missouri to buy. Because when they go live on the website, it's 8-inch. When they go live on the website, they sell out in about 2 minutes. And guys usually buy multiples. So
What's it called?
maybe do we leave a little mystique?
All right.
No,
all right.
I'm not worried about that. It's
No.
a KGB, okay? Just like he paid that man. Pay that man his money. It's a KGB. Kevin Brightwell's the guy's name that makes them. He's a guy in Arkansas that does custom swim baits. Pretty cool story. I remember seeing him back in about 2016 at Oliver, one of his events in California, and he had a turtle he carved, a topwater turtle, and I remember thinking, who is this guy? There's always a fish on this flat. I don't know why, but it always produces. Oh! Get in here. Right at the boat. Woo, come on.
Is this normally how you do this?
No. Just a little guy. People say I'm gonna throw those baits, and
Wait a minute, now he looks big like
he
that.
looks big like that. Here, hold on. Like this.
Yeah, now he's huge. Now he's huge.
He's about a 12-incher. Come on, mate, that glide bait. It's only a couple inches
Yeah, hold that bait up next to that
shorter
fish.
than him. Just saying how there's always a fish on this flat, and he come up right on time, on cue. Can you help me out there?
So this is how you normally do, huh?
Yeah, we
You
got
get
some-
everything tangled up.
got
Fish
some
is in the
mess.
bottom of the boat. Okay, now that fish hit that bait. Look at that.
Looking for his daddy, that's for sure. His mama.
Okay,
Go
fish
pro.
number one in about 4 hours.
2.
Oh, 2 hours, okay.
That's icebreaker fish. Here they go now.
So you do say that that bait will catch big fish though.
It will, but it will also catch numbers too. So
Okay, we're in our 4th or 5th spot. Now, it is 10 o'clock. So we've been out here 3 hours. So in a tournament, you have about 5 hours left. Now, I realize
Yep.
you're looking for 5 bites.
Right.
So that would mean a bite an hour from here on out. That's if you land it.
yeah.
So now you're out here on a main lake point.
Yep.
So what's the plan of attack?
Well, I'm switching it up. We got some wind blowing in here. I'm giving Scott the old left-right juke, but it's a flat. It's only 4 feet right here, so this is all about 4 feet. And I'm just looking for I'm on the main lake now. So we were back in some creeks, and the 2 followers I did have came from a little cut off the main lake. So I'm trying main lake point. I'm gonna try the backside of it, and if they're not there, I'm just gonna say they're deep.
So you can basically fish this bait about anywhere but deep.
You can sink it down, okay? This is a $150 bait, so I can sink it down as far as
Wait, 1 second.
Yeah.
How much?
$150.
$150.
Yep, hand carved. I mean, these are custom baits,
Wow.
and usually it makes the difference. You know, that custom bait, you'll get more bites, but yeah. So my point is, do I want to sink a $150 bait down, you know, to where it could get hung up?
So what about?
Oh, come on, smoke it. Oh, it came off the bottom and just smoked it. Man, these fish are lively today, and I can't lip him, guys, so just bear with me. All right, number 2, main lake. I think that's the deal. I'm gonna have to get my pliers somehow here, because he's pinned his mouth shut. All right, there it is, getting a little fatter, a little bigger. And man, he smoked it. He came out of nowhere and just bam, just smoked it. Got the hook.
It was kind of right here at the boat.
Right here, yeah, pretty close. And that happens. You got to really focus in when you start seeing your bait. I would say, I'm about to get to the bank, but I would say 5 out of half the fish you catch, you're going to watch them eat it, which is fun.
Nice.
Belly on it.
Nice.
Yeah, nice fish. We're going to let them go.
You know, the thing, guys, with these baits, it varies in pricing. I told y'all to start, this is 20 bucks, but you can get all the way up. You get up to, I don't know.
GoPro, stop recording.
You get all the way up to a couple $100. It just depends on how serious you are and what you believe in or whatever else. So these baits right here, whether you go 5-inch, 7-inch, 10-inch, 12, whatever, there's so many different kinds now. And I know you guys have had to see them if you go into your local tackle shop or whatever, but you know, just go with a color or a style or whatever that's conducive to the fish that you're going after on your lake or whatever. You don't have to break the bank or whatever, but that's why I was telling you, there's so many different ones and there's so many different price breaks too. So go with what you can afford. You know, you don't have to follow the fads and whoever else is out there fishing with this or that or whatever else. So stick within your budget, and plus the lesser they cost, the easier it is on you if you lose one. So just, there's plenty of choices. That's all I wanted to say. So there you go. Looky here.
Finally, right at the end.
Smalley. Oh.
What are you for?
Oh, it come on.
That was a big smallmouth.
That was a nice smallie right there. I had my chance.
Oh my
It came off. Nice smallmouth.
Were you just letting him jump?
It was there, boys. See? An old $20 bait. Almost had it.
Oh.
Had him hooked, but just didn't get him. Oh well.
A lot of times those fish, I think they come shooting up on it and they take a look at it and they turn, they go back down, and then they'll come up and explode on it. So don't let your guard down when one shoots up on it and then he disappears. That's when you really got to focus in and pay attention, because they'll come back up and they'll get it. Jump. Decent one.
It's a healthy looking spot.
Fish. That was sweet.
That spot, it's a big one. Pretty fish.
I thought good chunky fish, still not a giant.
That is.
But that's a healthy fish.
Yeah.
And it's a fun bite, man, when they sneak up on it like that and start bending your knees and trying to finesse them into biting. We're in about 5 feet of water over this. You see boats pulling in behind us because we're over this riprap. And man, he came up and got the hook.
That's as pretty a spot as you'll see right there.
It's a pretty fish.
Yeah.
I bet we can catch another one on this.
Okay, so he's probably a little over 2, maybe.
Yeah, 2 1/4.
So, okay, so the quest for the 8-pounder, you're halfway there.
Yeah, with 2 fish. Yep, that was the goal. I thought you knew that's what I meant. GoPro, stop recording.
So one of the other days, I think when fall just started, was day 2 that we tried this, and this was actually a foggy day, and I think the sun finally broke out, but we actually had a little more action on the day 2 that we did that. So now, while we're going to burn down this bank right here, let's take you back to day 2 that we tried this, and see how old Wes does. And he kind of picked up his game a little bit then. So let's turn the old clock back on the wonderful world of editing and go back and watch that little segment. I can't handle it.
Little guy to get me warmed up. How about that? There's our 12-incher, Scott. Now what do we need? An 8-pounder.
Okay, you got one that's
Easy. Spitting up crawls.
spitting up crawls.
Easy. Oh, he's strong. Good. Golly.
Boy, you're butchering up this one.
All right, look at that treble he's got. All 3
Yeah.
points in his mouth. Not very big, but an aggressive fish. Just kind of tossed him behind this standing cedar tree. And he come out and just freight trained it.
Okay, I'll get over here and get a little sun on him here. Yeah, there you go. Now see, look there on that right there, and that fish right there. I've always said a fish can't see his tail, so they don't know really how big or little they are. But that's a start.
That's a start.
Okay, what do you think?
It's a fun bite.
So we need one about 6 pounds heavy.
Yeah, we need a big one now because we got the 12-incher out of the way. So guys, this bait is obviously, you know, being 7 inches, a big shad. These fish are looking for an opportunity to ambush it. So we're throwing in these short little casts on this bluff wall over these standing cedar trees. And that fish came off about just a 15-foot cast. And a lot of times what's neat is when they do come up and hit it, the first thing you'll see is just a big white mouth because they'll hit it and they'll try to turn. So a lot of times you'll see them come up and hit it. So you stay engaged with the bait a lot even when you're not getting bit. It's kind of like fishing topwater. It keeps you in the game, and it's fun to fish even when they're not biting. So you just hope you do get a few bites and you can land a few good ones.
Doesn't feel real big. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's just a decent one, I think. Barely hooked.
That's a nice
It's a
one,
little
Wes.
fatter. It's not the kind I really want, but it's a better one. And he smoked it off that tree, that lay down, sitting up there in the shadow. And see, that's why you put the crank on him, because he wasn't hooked super good. Well, no, he's got a little one in the side of the mouth. See, that one there come out, but then we got a little skin hook here. Come on. Fat one.
Mm-hmm.
Be a 5-pounder one day.
Guarantee you. If I was in Kentucky, you'd really be bragging.
Yeah, he's chubby. He's got a back to him. I mean, he's a nice fish.
Mm-hmm.
Let him go. Let's go this way.
How about that?
Well, at least he kept me in the game. I was getting a while without a bite, so maybe that'll buy me a little time to get the right one. I mean, really, Scott, it tells the story of glide baiting pretty perfectly what's happened. We filmed for 2 days now, and I've caught 5 fish. None of them have been over 16, 17 inches. And I'm hooking this bait over and over and over, but that really, maybe that's the story I want to tell. Maybe I don't want to just put out an episode that shows me catching a 6-pounder, you know, in one episode, because it's not the reality of fishing these things. The reality of it is you're going to put in a lot of time for hopefully a big payoff. And I think maybe that's part of the intrigue is you're playing the high roller slots instead of the quarter slots, because when it does hit, it's a whole different emotion. Check it. Yeah. Yep, that's a big one. No, it's not. It was gold. It was silver siding, looking like a real big one.
A smallie?
No, it's a largemouth.
Oh, yeah. He's nice, though.
That was not a bad fish. They're healthy up here. Boy, he hit it on the pod. See that? Got him under the mouth, and that'll happen. A lot of times you'll foul hook them, so you want to have some nice sharp trebles and be careful with them if you get them, you know, anywhere they're sensitive, like a gill, or let's try to get this out of there without hurting him too much. Fish number, what, 2 today?
3.
3 today? Pretty.
Yeah.
God.
Well, now if you think about it, you can add up the total weight of the fish that you've caught would equal
An 8-pounder.
an 8-pounder. Okay, it's about to be witching hour. In fact, I don't know how many more trips we'll go out on and do this to catch the elusive big fish, but as you've seen on here, it was first day we went out, he caught a couple, and then the next day there was 3, and then today's been 2. They will catch fish, and I'll have to admit that it is fun. What you've not been able to see is just because there was no way of doing it in video on every cast, of the followers that we've had that were really nice.
Get it again, get it again. Oh, that was the one we needed, Scott.
Was that him?
Oh.
So these big fish are aware of this when they get it. I mean, it gets their attention. So I'll let Wes take over from here as far as, you know, what else that you might want to know or to not give up on it, and he can give you a few more little tips on it. And so take it away, Wes, this is yours.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing I maybe haven't touched on that these baits can add to your arsenal is they're a really good way to pre-fish for a tournament, because you get to see a lot of the fish, you get to see their size, you get to see whether you're drawing them off of docks, you get to see where you're drawing a lot of these fish. So it's a good way to pre-fish, and you're not hooking a lot of them. So, you know, what a better way to see what's living where and not put a hook in them and sting them before that tournament. But it sure is fun. You know, I did lose a really nice one that was, I cranked 6 or 8 times on it and didn't gain an inch of line, and it came off. So, you know, maybe that, oh, be a big one. That's a big one. Come on. Oh, it was a big one, Scott. You know, maybe that could have been our fish, but just didn't happen in these 3 trips. And you know, I'm going to continue after it on my own. We might not have a camera out here, but maybe later on we can follow up with a short GoPro video. But anyway, guys, I think you should really give them a shot, especially if you're in a lake that has some trout. A lot of those big trout eater bass are used to eating a 7-inch plus bait. So give it a shot, have fun with it, and thanks for watching.